So we're now going to talk about data experience and rewards. This is from the Twid. There's a lot of issues with this. So these graphs are kind of shit. I kind of understand them, but there is a little bit of issues with it, but because they didn't give us numbers. They actually give us numbers, it would be a lot better, but they didn't, so that's its own problem. So we are going to read this part down here because this is the most craziest thing I've ever read in my life. It's clear that there are two general groups, the short ops like Whisper and Star-Crossed, and the longer ones in Encore and Kel's Fall, which lead us to the following changes. Ahem. Here comes the best change ever. Encore, end activity engrams, reduced to 2. Mid-activity chests, reduced to 2. Okay, first off, mid-activity chests, I don't understand them. They have no purpose. They never give me loot. It's always armor, and it's always tier 3 armor. I had one tier 4 armor drop from it once, and that was it. It's always tier 3 armor for me. Before you say, well, it's because you're too low level, I'm almost 450. It's not because I'm too low level. This is when currently we're 450 is the max. So if someone's watching this in the future, this is right now 450 is the max. I am very close to the max. So it is not because I'm low level. Those mid chests are just pointless. They don't give us anything at this time. Now, end activity engrams reduced to 2. So they're saying the longer ones is Encore and Kel's Fall. So Encore is a longer activity, they say. Even though it's easy, it's longer. So instead of rewarding you more for longer activity, they're taking away loot. They're reducing your loot. Because they're like, oh, it's really long, so we don't want you to have loot. What the fuck logic is that? Now let's go into Star-Crossed. End activity engrams reduced to 1. Mid-activity chest reduced to 1. Again, I don't understand mid-activity chest, so personally I don't care about that part. But end activity engrams reduced to 1 now. Mind you, this is short ops like Whisper and Star-Crossed, hence what it says right here. And now they're like, oh, we're going to reduce your engram by 1. So you're telling me the hard one is getting reduced and the easy one is getting reduced? And it's getting reduced to 1, just like Solo Ops is 1. Solo Ops, which takes 5 to 10 minutes, where Star-Crossed takes 13 plus minutes. Which, mind you, Solo Ops is, if anyone's doing it more than 10 minutes, I feel bad for you, because those things, at most, when I'm going slow, is like 8 minutes. Like, if I'm going really slow and just kind of la 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 la, it's 8 minutes. If I'm actually playing the thing, it's 3 to 4 minutes. 5 minutes at most if I'm sort of messing around along the way. Or I get precision kills because precision kills suck. And sometimes I'm dumb and try to do it instead of just resetting it. Always resetting precision kills. It wastes your time. Even if you're a god tier aimer or you got aimbot like a pussy, it still wastes your time. It takes longer. It's not worth it. And if you have aimbot like a pussy, then you should just stop playing the game because you're the problem. Anyways, but continuing. So this is just dumb, period. I don't get this. If you take more time, you get less loot. You make it quicker, you get less loot. Where is the line being drawn here, Bungie? Where is the line? I don't understand it. Whisper, mid-activity chest removed. Again, I don't understand the concept of the mid-activity chest. It never drops anything high for me, and it's always armor, so I think it's pointless anyways. But if Bungie would just buff that and make it better, but you know, whatever. Problem for another day. Alright, next thing we're reading. So as such, we'll be making the following changes for the rewards. Luminality is increased to 2. This is Fire Team Ops. Inverted Fire is also getting increased to 2. Onslaught, Widow's Court is increased to 4. So, Fire Team Ops, the longest things in the game, mind you. Bungie's words, they say in this Twid somewhere, that Fire Team Ops are the longest things. And I could read it all and we could find it and I don't care. That's your problem, okay? You want to find it, you find it. They talk about being the longest thing. They do also say it's because of the things that are long, Onslaught and stuff, but no, as a whole, Fire Team Ops are the longest. They usually take a good amount of time. Even when you speedrun it or do it well to get A rank as fast as you can, they still take a long time. Because you have to kill things. You have to kill a lot of things to make the score. And the higher up you get, the higher level you are, the more things you have to kill. So, definitely the longest things in the game. So they're increasing Luminality, by the way, is one of the longest fucking strikes in the game. It does not matter who you are. That strike is taking 20 years, okay? That strike sucks. So they're only increasing it by 1. Oh, it only gives you 1 right now? Let's give it 2. Let's make it where it gives you 2. 2?! Literally, actually, they say right here, we can generally see 4 activity groups, including both Inverted Spire and Luminality, being harder than anticipated, as compared to shorter Fire Team Ops and Widow's Courts consistently being the longest activities. They literally say right there. I didn't even have to look for it. It was right there. So we read it. So they're taking the longest one for the strikes, the actual strikes, and they're increasing it by 1. They're taking Inverted Spire, which is another long one, increasing it by 1 loot. Wow, so 2 loot now? Wow. It takes 3 times longer, nearly, than a flipping solo ops, and I get 1 extra loot for it. Are you smoking something, Bungie? How does that make any sense? It is almost 3 times longer. If not 3 times longer for some people. If not more. And you get 1 extra loot. Solo ops is still the best option, technically by all means. Even though there's going to be coming up some on that in a minute. But yeah, Onslaught Widow's Court is increased to 4. I actually like that. But at the same time, I think Onslaught's pointless now. Because you don't get gear, you get... It's 30 waves, right? 30 waves. Your first 10 gives you a chest. Your second 10 gives you a chest, which is 20. 10 and 20 both give you a chest. Again, it always drops armor for me. I've never seen a weapon from those mid chests, and they're always low tier. They're always tier 3, which is useless to me. So they're pointless chests. Then you get to the final chest, and you get 3 things currently to fall out, plus if you have any bonuses fall out of it. But none of it is ever useful or helpful anyways, because none of it scales worth of shit either, especially when you hit higher lights, so it's kind of pointless. And it's only going up by 4. So something that is actually, funny enough, quicker than some of the strikes, Liminality. If you do Liminality with a normal team, not speedrunning team or crazy crack team, just a normal team, I can do Onslaught Widow's Court quicker than Liminality. Or at least basically the same time. So it's getting 2 extra loot piece, or 1 extra loot piece than currently. And then Liminality is getting only 1 as well. But if that 1 is a huge difference, because that's a 2-point difference, so what the fuck? I'm just saying, this makes no sense to me. This is the dumbest reward system I've ever seen. Last, we are making some category changes when Des 2 update 9.1.5 arrives. We'll be moving Onslaught Crawls to Pinnacle Ops, both to create more activities to gain Pinnacle loot from, and to unify Fireteam Ops to be 10 to 15 minute activities. Well, Pinnacle Ops are 10 to 15 minute activities. So, in reality, the Onslaught and the Crawl should have their own tab, and they should have their own loot system that's unique to only them. But whatever. We do not want to constantly be updating activities because it would create uncertainty in the rewards for them, but we will review this data with every major release and update activity rewards where appropriate. Newly introduced activities that are significantly harder or easier will still be updated in a patch, so you don't have to wait for their experience to be brought in line. Power and rewards. New weapons and armor are coming in the portal with Ash and Iron. So there will be new gear to earn in each of the portal categories. Look for a preview in the future Twid. I don't know if this is weapons and armor that's going to be added on top of the ones that already exist, or just going to straight up replace it, but we'll see. As mentioned in the July 3rd Twid, 400 to 450 will no longer be limited by prime engrams. You'll be able to level up to 500 via any portal activity. Once you reach 500, you will again be required to get prime engrams to level 550. Prime engrams have 2 real functions right now. They are a random, rare chance to get a gear tier boost over what you would normally get. And they are the primary way of earning power once you get to 500. However, because they slide into your loot stream without any fanfare, they can sometimes get lost. Starting in Ash and Iron, these engrams will no longer automatically decrypt once they hit your inventory. Instead, you will need to take them to Master Raoul to find out what you got, just like Destiny 1. Additionally, rather than just giving you a single chance at a prime engram at the end of each portal activity, you will now get multiple chances based on the number of completion rewards from the activity. Well, the most that's possible is 4, and that's in 1 activity, so I assume 4 is the potential. But I highly doubt that. More than likely 2 is going to be potential at max, and it's going to be only on that 4 one. If it's 2 or 1, it's going to be 1, potentially. And if it's 3, it's going to be 1, and then if it's 4, it'll be 2, potentially. I know this because this is the Bungie's game they always play. We've seen this 1,000 times over. Why the fuck am I going back to the tower to decrypt a prime engram? The most hated system in the game, and everyone hated it, and they finally got rid of it. And now we have to go back and do it again. What the fuck, dude? No. Just no. No. Every time you get one, you're now going to have to go to the tower. That is ridiculous. That is ridiculous. No. Just no. No. This is not okay. This has just been non-stop not okay. New activities and bonuses. Let's focus on the activities coming to the portal of Ash and Iron in September 9th. Fireteam Ops activities. A brand new activity type called Redacted. More details in future Twid. So it's going to be a Fireteam Ops activity. That's not fun. I don't mind it being Fireteam Ops in a sense, but I'd prefer it just to be Pinnacle. in a sense. We're supposed to be getting an exotic mission, though, so I assume that'll be Pinnacle as well. I don't know. We'll see. 2 battlegrounds, Behemoth and Echo. Yay, more battlegrounds. Woo. 3 strikes. Woo. Hypernet Current, the Insight Terminus, and Fallen Saber. What did I just say about Fireteam Ops? Did I not say that? Maybe I forgot to say it, but we need less Fireteam Ops. We need more Pinnacle Ops and more Crucible Ops, okay? Solo and Fireteam Ops have too much shit as it is, and they're about to get even more too much shit. What the fuck? No, Bungie, just no. 3 expeditions from Season of Plunder. Nessus, Cosmodrome, and Europa. Those should be Pinnacle, if anything. Or even solo ops, because those were so easy. They were basically soloable. They were soloable. I don't know how many times I'd load in and there'd be no one in there. Just load me in solo, and I end up soloing them. Tomb of Elders. Okay, Tomb of Elders is definitely a Pinnacle. By how they set everything up, it definitely would have been a Pinnacle. But okay, whatever. The daily bonus focus mission will be more predictable. Bonus slot 1, random choice of redacted missions. No clue what that means, but okay. Bonus slot 2, random choice from the newly converted Battleground Strikes expeditions. Bonus slot 3, random choice from Onslaught's crawls. We are increasing the score multiplier for all kill scored activities by 5% to give players some breathing room. In addition to this, matchmaking kill scored activities will be boosted by an additional 5%. Interesting. Pinnacle Ops activities. There we go to Pinnacle. 3 dungeon layers. Okay, they say dungeon layers. Are they saying actual dungeons, or are we getting a half-assed version of dungeons? I'm pointing that out right now, because dungeons are not called dungeon layers. They are called dungeons. The only thing in this game that's ever been called layers was raid layers, and they were short raids. Maybe there's been a couple things, other things called layers, but as far as I know, dungeons are called dungeons, not dungeon layers. So are we about to get a shortened version of dungeons? Are we about to get like single encounters of dungeons or something? Or are we about to get a Pantheon style thing where there'll be encounters from specific dungeons put together and you'll have 3 things like that? Like, I'm wondering what's going on here. Because the fact they say more info in a future Twid, they don't even tell us what it is confusing. I know a lot of people are going to be like, you're hung up on that, but trust me, something is up with that. They put layers instead of just dungeons. Something is extra going on there. I promise you I'm not tripping. 2 exotic missions, Presage and Avalon. What's Avalon? What is Avalon? It's Avalon, not Avalon. I'm dumb. What the fuck's Avalon? I can't remember that one. Let's find out what that is. Oh, it's how you get Excalibur. And then Presage is the Dead Man's Tale, so. Yeah. Dead Man's Tale is Presage, which sucks. We still haven't gotten the Hawk Moon one. Bungie, we were going to get a Hawk Moon craftable. Just asking for a friend. Pinnacle Ops will also have 2 daily bonus focus activities. That's cool, because currently we only have 1, so it is nice they're going to give us 2. At the same time, Bungie, why not just give us 3 like Fireteam Ops? Why are we only getting 2? What the fuck? Whatever. Bonus slot 1, random choice from the dungeon layers. Bonus slot 2, alternating between Presage and Avalon. Okay, I guess, whatever. It's cool, I guess. I don't know. Solo Ops bonuses. Solo Ops is intended to be a quick, reliable way to earn power when you have time to kill at the start or end of a session, or need to complete a few objectives in a low-stress, low-commitment venue. Well, it's definitely not that. It takes a lot of commitment for Solo Ops right now, and it definitely is going to take more if they keep up how the modifiers work and shit. It's definitely still going to be a very high-stress, high-commitment thing until you get it down to a science. Then it becomes low-stress, low-commitment, but whatever. It was never intended to be the above all best method of leveling for all player types. At the 5-minute activity, of course it's going to be the best. Like, Bungie, what? But right now, the speed, ease, and consistency of earning top rewards is drowning out most of the other options. No, what's drowning out the other options is there's nothing rewarding coming from them. Because they're all 1 rewards, and you're not changing that. You're increasing a very select few by 1 reward, so it's only 2, but it still takes double to triple the time as Solo Ops. So you've done nothing to fix the issues, so Solo Ops is still going to be the best option, potentially. Especially at 400 plus. To start balancing this with other Portal activities, we are using a relatively light touch. Reduce power earned for a given grade in Solo Ops by 1 compared to Fireteam Ops, Pinnacle Ops, and Crucible. So 1 level less than what you normally get. So if it gives you a tier 3, or not tier 3, sorry, plus 3 power, it'll now give you a plus 2. That doesn't nerf it, really. It slows you down, but in the long run, because the time difference between the hard end, the long end missions and the short end missions, this is still going to be the exact same thing. It's still going to be quicker in the long run. So, Solo Ops it is, baby. Pair of changes to fire team ops scoring and other rewards tuning. We may need to make further adjustments as needed. They're basically going to have to get rid of solo ops or completely make it where it will become a 10-minute activity. It's the only way they can make fire team ops farmable or better with what they have it as currently. Now, if they just increase the loot by a good amount, by a lot, because they don't seem to want to be doing it at all, then yeah, fire team ops will be way better, 100%. Pinnacle ops, way better, 100%. But you're increasing only select specific ones by one loot and saying it's better. And it's not many options, it's like 2 or 3 options. Bungie, what the fuck are you smoking? What the fuck? Conquest update. We are adding 4 additional Grandmaster Conquests and 2 Ultimate Conquests. That's cool. The Grandmaster Conquests round out the requirements for the Conqueror title, and the Ultimate Conquests are needed to complete Guardian rank 11, and also get you to a sweet new seasonal Ultimate Contest emblem. That's kind of cool. I like emblems. Hopefully it's actually, sweet and not trash. We'll see. Bungie seems to be really good at making emblems, though, so in fairness. Everything else sucks, but the emblems are good. And the money skins. All conquests will be replayable. You will earn normal scored portal loot for additional complete. Why the fuck does that's stupid. There is no reason to play a conquest if it's only giving you normal portal loot. Other than the first time to get the tier, the high tier stuff and a whole bunch of high tier stuff. There is no reason. I mean, the only thing this helps is when I go to help people do this, because I've helped several people do these. When I've done it with them, I get nothing. So the only thing this would do is mean I'd still get loot, which is cool, but pointless for me to farm it, because I can go farm another one and select the specific modifiers I want and make it a fucking breeze. What? The fuck? And they call me a crackhead. Soda exploded again? Lol. That was funny. Soda just hates me. These sodas are very vicious today. They're just exploding like wildfire. It's okay. Continuing. I don't know what Bungie's doing here. But yeah, so farm your conquests. They're pointless. Because they're also B+. They're a horrible score. They're not A, they're B+. Or Bs. But the only reason they give you high stuff is for the first time because they're higher tiered stuff. That's it. So this is really dumb? Really dumb. Whatever. Future changes. We know the portal needs even more tuning. No shit. And some things just take longer to build. Expect the following in the weeks after Ash and Iron's launch. A scoring tuning pass on all modifiers. Onslaught, the Coil, and Tomb of Elders will be moving it from Fire Team Ops to Pinnacle Ops. Okay. They will get their own bonus focus slot in Pinnacle Ops. Okay, so they will get their own bonus. So there will be 3 Pinnacle focuses then. After Ash and Iron come out. So, okay, it's nice they're doing that. It is going to be a bit late, like, better if it just came out right away, but whatever. Okay, that's fine. We love it. Whatever. Fine. Fine by me. Just like in Fire Team Ops, the featured activity in this slot will get matchmaking. We just read that. We're dumb. Bonus slot 3 in Fire Team Ops will be placed by a random choice from the rest of the Fire Team Ops. A new solo operative score boost in Fire Team and Pinnacle Ops for solo players. That's kind of cool. The launch of Renegades and Season Lawless will feature even more improvements in tuning to the portal, plus bunches of other exciting changes. We'll be back to talk more about those soon. Yeah, it's going to be a long time to see that. Okay, so yeah, this next part's its own thing. We'll get to that in a different video. But yeah, so as a whole, a lot of bad changes and a lot of changes that are stupid. They're not increasing it by enough to matter, and they're only doing a couple of them that they're increasing, and they're increasing it by 1. Or in the case of Pinnacle, whether it's easy or hard or long or short, everything is getting reduced for some reason. I don't understand that. That's crazy. So Pinnacle Ops has just been absolutely trashed on. And then Fire Team Ops is just getting nothing practically. It doesn't matter. Double to triple the time and you only get 1 extra loot is crazy. And the rest of Fire Team Ops is still going to be +1 loot, so I don't know how this works, Bungie, but you've somehow went and absolutely screwed everything up yet again. What the fuck are you doing? Anyways, that's the video. If you enjoyed, leave a like, subscribe, leave a comment what you think. If you think these changes are awesome, you're bloody crazy, first off. But second off, that's your opinion, so whatever. If you think I'm right and this is totally stupid and pointless, let me know in the comments. Thanks for watching. Adios. I hope you enjoyed. We gone. Bye. Adios.